Grodd is back and sadder than ever. Henry Allen swings by, and Earth 2 Harry is doing some Reverse Flash cosplay on Earth 1. It is time to chat about it on Flash Chat. Hey everyone, it's me, Just Jess, and I've got some friends here today, because they're not just guests, they're friends. And there's a lot of them here today. We've got Jennifer Bennett, Danny Quick, and Christoph Hollars, and they do some amazing things. Let's start down there with Christoph. Tell us what's going on with BatJeepster Rings.
Well, right now with BatJeepster Rings, what we have going on is we are working with Daryl McDaniels from Run DMC. We're making some new rings for him.
I got to try them on, and they're like 1,000 pounds.
Yes, they are. They're half a pound a piece.
Yes.
Half a pound a piece.
I was off by a little bit, yes.
And there's also some talk in the Tellus world, in the comics. There's a lot of things that I know, but I'm not at liberty to say, so I'll just leave it at that. So.
Oh, should we follow at BatJeepster Rings on Twitter? Okay,
yes.
At BatJeepster Rings on Twitter. So.
And we're also doing some new rings that activate DC lanterns.
Ooh, show us. I got to see this. He showed us on Wilson's World. Look at that. That's so cool.
So if you have a DC prop, our rings now interact with.
Oh, wow. I need a ring that activates my dishwasher and gets my laundry folded.
Still working on that one. Still working on that one.
And then we'll call you. And Danny is the author of the Aceblade, and Christoph works on this too. Tell us about the Vegas Vigilante.
You know, Aceblade is, he's just the Vegas Vigilante. He just wants to protect the city. Christoph created him. I've been writing, and now we got the whole Fourth Wall universe going. So we got the King Supreme comic just came out. I did a little sketch on this one, Flash and King Supreme. I'm trying to learn a little bit.
It's looking good. You're learning.
Yeah, we got the Lumberjack sagas out and the Six Squad series also. So I think last time I came, we only had the first comic and the novel. So
now there's more. You need like a whole bookshelf.
Yeah, I know, right?
And where can we find Fourth Wall?
You can, on any social media, if you do hashtag Fourth Wall Universe, you'll find us. All the books are on Amazon.com. Just search for my name or Christoph Hollars.
And at the Aceblade on Twitter?
At the Aceblade on Twitter, yes ma'am.
Aceblade. And Jennifer Bennett makes handmade stuffs. Look how cute these are. They're adorable. It's a plushy Flash. Tell us all about them.
I hand make all of them. They're from an original pattern that I designed. They're all articulated, so their heads will turn and their arms will move. And I sell these on my Etsy shop online as well as at comic conventions.
Handmade stuffs on Etsy, find them. And speaking of comic conventions, we were all at North Carolina Comic Con this weekend hanging out like pals. Did you guys have a good time?
Yes,
it was fun. Yeah. I got to meet Gerard Way. That was exciting. But that is, again, neither here nor there, because this is the Flash Chat. And we got to talk about Papa Allen. He came back. And that was crazy. Who thought he was coming back this episode? I had no idea.
I thought if he was coming back, it was going to be as Zoom like.
Right? That's what I was thinking. Now, so he came back. He said he has been camping. I did a poll on my Twitter, and 95% of you said no. I don't think he's camping.
Absolutely not.
No. So do you think it's?
I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Not only that, but he said things have gotten a lot harder or more difficult since he's been out of prison.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I know, what does that mean?
Do you think there's a malevolent side, or are you still thinking maybe he's Zoom or something like that, or do you think more it's just there's something else going on we don't know?
I still think he's Zoom.
I think he's Zoom, but the little tidbit, one of my friends on Facebook said, he was like, oh, Harry said that he was fishing. Right. And you remember in the other one, Zoom said, I like to fish also or whatever. So,
yes, because if they were hanging, they were like dangling, using bait, using people as bait. I still think it was weird. And the conversations I felt were a little forced. Like, it wasn't just a natural, like, father-son convo. Then again, they have a weird relationship. He's not always around. He left. But I also did think it was a real, a fail that they didn't put him in a Hawaiian shirt and come back like retirement.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. But people still think he's Zoom. Do you feel less that he's Zoom now after this episode or more?
I think more so. After his whole speech with Barry about, oh, everyone lost faith in me and it was your faith that kept me going.
Yeah.
That whole thing, I think it'll make it even more of an emotional impact on Barry if he turns out to be Zoom now. Because he's what got Barry out of his funk.
And maybe the show is trying to stray us away from guessing that it might be Zoom. Papa Joe had some good moments. He's getting a little bit more, I like when he loses his cool.
Yo! Grodd! What? Grodd's back.
When he came in wanting to murder Grodd. I like that. I know. I like that he's not always just like, I have some advice for you guys. And how'd you feel about the part where he kind of had a moment after Henry Allen was talking to Barry that he was like, oh, wish I had a son. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know.
It just sucks because Iris knows the truth, but you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it just makes you even more
She's
excited.
not saying anything.
Now,
so.
do you guys think that Wally West is Joe's biological son?
I think he might be, but I think what would be interesting is if they brought they brought the Earth to Wally West in, and that's how it came to. He was like, wait a minute, Wally West. Wait a minute, what's going on here?
Exactly.
So.
I'm curious. And then there was another character that somebody asked on Twitter. What is the guy that, when they were trying to figure out Firestorm last year, and they went to one of the labs? What's that other character's name? They kind of brought in this.
Was it Blackout?
They brought in this one character for a little bit, and then he came back for a couple episodes, and then they took him out. I'll have to look on my Twitter. I don't remember his name. I should have wrote it down. But this was a pretty good team building episode. I didn't think it was maybe as strong as last week's, but I thought the teamwork with Grodd was cool. Caitlin, did you guys notice her outfit in the first scene?
Was very King Kong.
I didn't notice that the outfit was King Kong, but I noticed that
like white outfit.
That was. Yeah. The first outfit was blue. It kind of looked like Frost.
Oh.
Then she's getting sassier. What do you guys think about how Caitlin's been being in this season so far?
Well, I'm just glad that they're using her more. The first season, you didn't really. You saw the relationship parts, but you didn't really see her, develop. But I'm just glad that they're using her more, to be honest.
And she's developing. Now, I think Caitlin's always had a backbone, but I think they're giving her more
And
of
obviously, she's got a nice right hook. So.
She does have a nice right
Cisco's reaction to that was hilarious.
I know. There were some real good lines, and I like the line about when he comes to her talking about hot girl, and she's like, "There can be a Birdman," and he was like, "In this city, is that a stretch?" He had some good lines.
Bird people flying around. That's
But
crazy.
Caitlin, she seemed real adamant about keeping Wells around, and her reasons seemed legit. What do you think? You think they need Wells around or no?
Yes.
Yes.
I think they need another brain.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Because Jay left.
yes.
Yeah. Jay's right here in spirit. No problem with Jay Garrett.
But it felt like it was almost like a bizarro world. Because you had Harry dressed up like Zoom.
Yep.
And or you had
Reverse
him,
Flash.
Reverse Flash.
Yep.
And you also had him like ready to go, backpack. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
And so he was taking on the hero portion of the episode, while you had Barry rolling around in the chair,
Yes,
good old
that's
Wells
good
reject.
point. It's like everybody. There's a whole bunch of cosplay in this episode. Well, what do you feel about Harrison Wells after this episode? Do you think he still has some kind of weird underlying?
He's still sketchy.
Oh
agenda?
yeah. Tell me he's sketchy Harry
Wells.
now.
Yeah.
Sketchy Harry. That's good. I should change it.
Or scary Harry. There you go.
When Cisco was having him repeat the lines that he said to Cisco when he actually killed him, you were like a son to me. And then when he said so convincingly to Grodd, I promised you could have the city one day. What was the line?
I promise you, I intend on fulfilling my. I was like,
How would you know about that?
Right. Was that? Did you think that that's something Cisco had told him? Or you guys think like, he's
We're thinking. Me and Danny was talking about this earlier. Go ahead, Danny. Danny's theory was.
Yeah, he. I think that. I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to be.
Oh, come on. Come on, Danny.
Every time.
Danny said, quote unquote, I think this is something like from Earth 2. And that, maybe since the worlds are so similar, that maybe this is something that he promised Grodd.
Yeah, because at the beginning he did say, it's, surprising our similarities or whatever. So
Right.
I don't know if he, had something to do with the where Grodd is going. Or, I don't know.
So let's talk about where Grodd is going. So he popped into conveniently Gorilla City at the end, just of all the breaches and all the worlds. He was just happened to land there. He didn't land in like Ice Cream Land. He landed in Gorilla City. So do you think that was something that was intentionally thought of?
Harry totally did that on purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the reason I think he still has,
And do you think he will use
other motives.
that the Gorilla City as his guerrilla army? I don't know about Gorilla City.
Gorilla City, like, from what we did a little research on, she's the expert.
This is our in-house Grodd expert.
But we saw, I think there's one point in the comics where there's a prophecy or something like that, and Flash comes to Gorilla City, and then Grodd is like, no, I want to be, you know, the Messiah or whatever it is.
He actually takes over Gorilla City in the comics. I don't know if all of them can do mind control, but I know like the ones that run Gorilla City can. And Grodd ends up taking over. So that may be part of his plan, to put Grodd there in that position for him to take over, and then kind of get all the other gorillas on his team.
And he can control them. But Grodd was onto him. He knew that it wasn't his real father. And I felt sad for Grodd this episode. He just kind of wanted some gorilla friends.
Not only that, but did you see what he wrote on the walls?
Sad Grodd.
Yeah,
Oh,
Grodd sad.
I'm going to find it and still shot it.
Yeah.
He was
sad
resting sad face Grodd. Somebody put that on Twitter. They didn't say sad though.
Everybody's got their own opinion in the show about Grodd. You know, Caitlin's like, you know, well, it's not his fault he's like this.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
Yeah.
And then Barry's like, well, look at his actions right here, right now. This is what we had to take care of.
Exactly.
And then Wells is, you know, I don't know what his plans are, but right now you're like, he doesn't want to get rid of him. He doesn't want to baby him, but he still wants to keep him around for some reason.
Want to kill him or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Wells is the real, like, he's trying to really get the power from Zoom, not kill Zoom, but take Zoom's power. I don't know. I'm still confused about that. And I think that was not gonna be addressed. The Wells, Earth 2 Wells Zoom thing, I think we're gonna not figure out exactly what's going on there till like spring.
Oh yeah,
I don't think.
That's definitely an end of the season
End
kind of thing.
Kind of deal. So Cisco, he hadn't vibed in a while, but then he was getting some Hawk Girl vibes on his Hawkward date. I keep using the Hawkward.
Yes. Hawk Girl vibes.
Awkward, yes. He was getting some awkward. Yeah, he was. I want Cisco to like grab Henry Allen's hand. That's what I was wanting to happen the whole episode, because I was like, tell us what's really up with Henry Allen. Catching fish.
I think Cisco is my favorite character. I love that dude. He's like a Casanova. I think he's like what I would want to be when I was in high school.
He got the 80s and everything.
Like super smart. I liked his date game he had going on. Picnic basket.
He's a good movie selection.
He is.
Princess Bride
Where
is
were they
all-time
going that was
favorite.
showing Princess Bride?
I don't know.
I want to go there.
I know.
My wife hates that movie, but you know, I think it's because I played it like a million times.
That's why she's not invited on the show.
Yeah, she's not invited. Sorry, his wife. Oh. Well, don't play her that one. You got to pick something else to project. That was cool. He brought his little tech thing. So when he saw Hawk Girl, what do you think his thoughts were there? And because at the end he does realize it is actually her, and she is another metahuman. Do you think that Kendra Saunders knows she's a metahuman, or is this something she becomes in the crossover?
She doesn't seem to know.
She doesn't seem like it.
No.
What do you think that Cisco's thoughts were? He's just going to keep it to himself and figure it out, or?
I don't know. I think they're probably going to use their relationship to kind of tell us more about her, though. That's what I'm kind of, because we don't really know anything about her except you know she makes a good.
I don't know. I think she knows.
You think she does?
I think she knows. How do you just sprout rings overnight? You know what I'm saying?
I know. And he sees things
not know
in the
this.
future, right? So does Vibe ever see things that are in the past? Do you know from the comics?
I haven't seen
so.
anything
Just
from
all the future.
Yeah.
So far, it's only been current.
Yeah, current and
Like
future
current
stuff.
and future.
Interesting. So he's predicting the crossover episode. And then Patty, speaking of love interests, oh man, the soup gave it away. The canned
Joe
soup.
cannot beat on anything.
I know. I almost wonder if he did that on purpose.
He messed it all
Joe
up.
messed it all up. What do you think about what Patty is feeling right now with Barry?
She knows there's a lot of lying going on.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like she's the only main character that they just brought in that doesn't know Barry's secret.
Yeah.
Which means she's probably going to know eventually.
Yeah.
because he can't keep
I
the
give her 2 more
secret.
episodes.
Yeah,
2 more
she'll-
episodes.
Oh yeah.
She'll figure it out. She's a smart girl. She'll figure it
She
out.
figured it out in the crossover episode. And then I didn't think that his excuse, well, it was luckily he had that kind of like scapegoat of Henry Allen being there, but I didn't think it was a great excuse.
No.
Well, not only that, but he covered one lie with another lie.
Yeah.
And then even Cisco did the same thing. He covered up another lie. Everybody's lying to their women.
Everyone's
Don't
pants
do
are
that,
on
guys.
fire.
Don't do
Their
that.
pants
Don't
are
lie
on
to my
fire.
women.
That's why they all have to cosplay.
Yes, exactly. So next week's episode is the crossover. I mean, excuse me, not next week. There's a hiatus next week. It's a repeat because it's Thanksgiving. And then the week after is the crossover episodes. And actually, Stay tuned. We're going to have a light viewing party. I am confirming the exact location, but feel free if you're in the Charlotte area to join us, hang out. We're going to do a live Flash chat following the Tuesday episode of The Flash. And this crossover is going to bring in a lot of characters. Vandal Savage, which I don't know a whole lot about, but we're going to learn about it. So take a look at this trailer for 2 weeks from now.
It's really great to see everyone. I wish it wasn't just the dark times that brought us together.
The man you're looking for is Vandal Savage.
Well, who is he?
An immortal. You're not gonna get rid of him.
Watch us.
Everyone in there is willing to die to protect us. You don't think that's a little bit insane?
I think it's what makes them all heroes.
Now, Kendra!
Flash and Arrow, heroes join forces, Tuesday, December 1st on the CW.
Ooh. Kendra looked pretty surprised with those wings.
Right. Yeah. I think she didn't know.
He said now, so she knew what he was talking about.
I don't know.
No, you throw me off
figure
the
it
building, I might spout some rings too. I don't know.
Hopefully.
I
It's
know.
like a date 2 convo where they figure out. And I wanted to mention what was up with the Peter Gabriel song. And I thought it was such a weird. You know, it was somebody in like the sound department was like, I'm putting it in.
I like this song.
Yeah, I think it fits well. I want to know what like the thought process was behind that song choice. So that episode looks like it's going to be a big one. Have you guys been following Arrow at all?
Yes.
Yes.
Somewhat.
My wife watches Arrow. I haven't really, but you know, she keeps me up to date. So
I've been trying to stay up to date. Last week's episode was pretty fun. So I like the crossovers. And as Ollie said, I wish it wasn't always in dark circumstances that they had to meet. I wish they kind of just got to, like, you know, get coffee, get the Flash latte.
Where would they get it?
Where would they go? There's only one coffee.
Not only that, but if you looked at last week's episode of Arrow and stuff like that, you'll notice that Ollie's sense of humor has actually come around.
Yeah.
Versus like, you know, season 1, 2, and
Exactly.
we won't mention 3. But
Yes. I think so. Well, the whole, in general, Stephen Amell did say at Dragon Con that you'll see a much lighter Ollie this year. Even the way he does the voice, he says, is like a lighter, happier guy. So I'm curious to see how these crossovers goes. I think they're called Legends of Today. So it's going to be a huge jumping off point for Legends of Tomorrow, which I'm thinking is coming out in January. The CW is actually releasing the dates that they're coming out. I think this week. I think tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So we will know what Legends of Tomorrow
Is
is
tomorrow.
We heard it right there, yes. Yeah, so it was a really good episode. I think it was more of a team building episode. It wasn't, there weren't like, you know, the big surprises and stuff.
Barry was
this week.
recouping from getting his back broke.
True.
Yeah.
And he did pretty good with that. Do you guys think that Barry's biggest, his biggest, not weakness, but obstacle is his self and his.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I felt like the only thing the episode was missing was like a Rocky 3 montage of him, you know, on a treadmill, you know, getting it back together and overcoming, you know, mind over matter. Let's do it. Let's go. But
I want to put that music in. Yes, it was a cute episode, and I think that it was nice to bring Henry Allen back. I always like seeing John Wesley Shipp.
yeah.
We've both met John Wesley Shipp, but tell us about your interaction with him.
John Wesley Shipp, we met him at South Carolina Comic Con, and we actually made a ring for him. Actually, we have it right here.
There
this
you
is
go.
This is a copy of the one we made for him.
And I wear a very similar one. It's just not man-sized.
I was gonna tell them, I was gonna email Cisco and be like, hey, if y'all need somebody to make that expandable ring,
Yeah, no,
come
right?
call
I
Kelsey
know,
can
I
do it.
tweeted it
Come on,
out.
we're already
Christoph
on it.
actually makes one that opens up and it's
There it
got
is.
the little reverse flash suit in it.
There you go.
Well, that
got
one
the
has a
micro-
flash suit in it, yes.
Yes.
We got the microchip technology and everything.
Yep.
Right, we're working on it.
Got it. It's like actually mobile. It's like a food truck, but for rings.
Star Labs, if you're hiring.
Yes, we're all gonna work there. So again, if we want to find BatJeepster Rings, where do we go?
You can go to Facebook, and you can also find our Etsy shop under BatJeepster Rings.
Okay, and if we want to find the Aceblade, where should we look?
We're on we're on Tumblr, LinkedIn, we're on everything.
On
just,
everything.
Just find us.
Look up the
Aceblade.
Aceblade, Fourth Wall Productions, Fourth Wall Universe, and if we want to find handmade stuffs, they're so cute. These are great Christmas gifts.
Yeah. You can go to my website, which is handmadestuffs.com, and links to all my social media is on there, as well as a link to my Etsy shop where you can purchase.
Alrighty, we are looking forward to buying all these things. I am. I want to buy all of them. I bought a cute little green. It looks like a CW Weevil this weekend. It was adorable. I forgot to bring them. But thanks everybody for watching Flash Chat today. And next week we're going to do a CW chat talking about all our shows. And then the week after, live Flash Chat from a location to be determined in Charlotte. All right. Peace out. Bye.